Are you looking to work in Canada and wondering how to obtain a work visa? Canada is a highly developed country with many opportunities for work and a good salary, which makes it an attractive destination for foreign workers. However, the process of obtaining a work visa can be complex and overwhelming. In this video, we'll guide you through the steps to get a Canada work visa, including the different types of work permits available, eligibility requirements, and the application process. Whether you're looking for an employer-specific work permit, an open work permit, or an International Experience Canada (IEC) work permit, we'll provide you with the information you need to succeed. So, let's dive in and explore how to get a Canada work visa. Let's look at the eligibility criteria for a Canadian work visa. To determine your eligibility for a Canadian work visa, here are the key criteria to consider. 1. Job offer. You will typically need a job offer from a Canadian employer before applying for a work visa. The job offer may require a positive labor market impact assessment, LMIA, or fall under specific exemptions. 2. Labor market impact assessment, LMIA. In some cases, your employer may need to obtain a positive LMIA, which demonstrates that there is a need for a foreign worker to fill the job position. This assessment ensures that hiring a foreign worker will not negatively impact the Canadian labor market. 3. Work permit type. There are different types of work permits, such as employer-specific work permits and open work permits. The specific type of work permit you apply for will depend on factors such as the job offer, your qualifications, and the duration of your intended stay in Canada. 4. Qualifications and experience. Depending on the work permit program, you may need to meet certain qualifications and have relevant work experience in your field. This can include educational requirements, language proficiency, and specific skills. 5. Financial requirements. You may need to demonstrate that you have enough funds to support yourself and any accompanying family members during your stay in Canada. This requirement ensures that you can cover living expenses without relying on public assistance. 6. Health and security checks. As part of the application process, you may be required to undergo medical examinations and provide police clearance certificates to ensure you meet health and security requirements. It's important to note that eligibility criteria can vary depending on the specific work permit program and your individual circumstances. What are the different types of Canadian work permits? There are different types of Canadian work permits, and the specific type of work permit you apply for will depend on factors such as the job offer, your qualifications, and the duration of your intended stay in Canada. Here are the different types of Canadian work permits. 1. Employer-specific work permit. This type of work permit is tied to a specific employer and job offer. It allows you to work in Canada according to the conditions on your work permit, such as the length of time you can work and the location of your work. 2. Open work permit. This type of work permit allows you to work for any employer in Canada. It is not job-specific, and you do not need a labor market impact assessment, LMIA, or an offer of employment to apply for this type of work permit. 3. International Experience Canada, IEC, work permit. This type of work permit is available to young people from countries that have a bilateral youth mobility agreement with Canada. It allows you to work in Canada for up to 2 years. 4. Intra-company transfer work permit. This type of work permit is available to employees of a foreign company who are being transferred to a Canadian branch, subsidiary, or affiliate of that company. 5. NAFTA work permit. This type of work permit is available to citizens of the United States and Mexico who are coming to Canada to work in certain professions covered under the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. 6. Global Talent Stream work permit. This type of work permit is available to highly skilled workers who are coming to Canada to work in certain occupations. It is designed to help Canadian employers attract and retain global talent. What are the advantages and disadvantages of an employer-specific work permit versus an open work permit? Advantages of an employer-specific work permit. 1. Provides a clear job offer and employer, which can make it easier to obtain a work permit. 2. Offers a sense of job security and stability. 3. May lead to permanent residency if the job is in a high-demand occupation. Disadvantages of an employer-specific work permit. 1. Limits the ability to work for other employers or change jobs. 2. May require a positive labor market impact assessment, LMIA, which can be time-consuming and costly for the employer. 3. May be tied to a specific location or region, which can limit flexibility. Advantages of an open work permit. 1. Allows for greater flexibility to work for any employer in Canada. 2. Does not require a job offer or LMIA, which can make it easier to obtain a work permit. 3. Provides freedom of movement between workplaces, employers, occupations, and locations in Canada. Disadvantages of an open work permit. 1. May not provide the same level of job security or stability as an employer-specific work permit. 2. May not lead to permanent residency unless the holder is able to secure a job offer in a high-demand occupation. 3. May require the holder to demonstrate sufficient funds to support themselves and any accompanying family members during their stay in Canada. Application process for an employer-specific work permit. 1. Job offer. You will need a job offer from a Canadian employer before applying for an employer-specific work permit. 2. Labor Market Impact Assessment, LMIA. In most cases, your employer will need to obtain a positive LMIA, which demonstrates that there is a need for a foreign worker to fill the job position. This assessment ensures that hiring a foreign worker will not negatively impact the Canadian labor market. 3. Employer sponsorship. Your employer will typically need to submit an offer of employment through the employer portal and pay the employer compliance fee. 4. Proof of job offer. You will need to provide documentation, such as a copy of the job offer letter, to support your application. 5. Specific work permit application. You will apply for an employer-specific work permit, indicating the details of the job offer and employer. Application process for an open work permit. 1. No job offer required. An open work permit does not require a specific job offer from a Canadian employer. 2. No LMIA required. An open work permit does not require a positive LMIA. 3. General work permit application. You will apply for an open work permit, indicating that you are seeking an open work permit without a specific job offer. 4. Proof of eligibility. You may need to provide documentation to demonstrate your eligibility for an open work permit, such as proof of relationship if applying as a spouse or common law partner of a student or worker in Canada. 5. Flexibility in employment. An open work permit allows you to work for any employer in Canada, without restrictions on the type of job or location. An employer-specific work permit in Canada has certain restrictions in terms of changing employers or job positions. Here are the limitations of an employer-specific work permit. 1. Limits the foreign national to only one employer and is only authorized to work for one position, in Canada. 2. Allows you to work according to the conditions on your work permit, which include the name of the employer you can work for, how long you can work for this employer, and the location where you can work, if applicable. 3. Changing employers or job positions may require a new work permit application and a new labor market impact assessment, LMIA. 4. The employer-specific work permit is tied to a specific employer and job offer, which can limit the ability to work for other employers or change jobs. The International Experience Canada, IEC, program allows foreign youth aged 18 to 35 to obtain a temporary work permit, enabling them to travel and work in Canada for up to 2 years. Here are some key points about the IEC work permit. 1. Eligibility. To be eligible for the IEC work permit, you must meet the age requirements, citizenship requirements, and any specific criteria set by your country of citizenship. Each country has its own quota and specific requirements for participation in the IEC program. 2. Temporary work permit. The IEC work permit is a temporary permit that allows you to work in Canada for a specific period, typically up to 2 years. 3. Quotas and invitations. The IEC program operates on a quota system, with a limited number of spots available each year. Invitations are issued to eligible candidates based on the available quota. The number of invitations can vary each year, and the program may open and close throughout the year depending on the demand. 4. Health insurance. As an IEC work permit holder, you are required to have health insurance coverage for the duration of your stay in Canada. This ensures that you have access to necessary healthcare services during your time in the country. 5. Extension and changes. In certain situations, it is possible to extend your participation or make changes to your IEC work permit. However, these situations are limited, and you must meet specific criteria to be eligible for an extension or change. Here are some key points about the GTS work permit. 1. Eligibility. The GTS work permit is available to innovative Canadian companies that are referred to Employment and Social Development Canada, ESDC, by a designated referral partner and that need unique and specialized foreign nationals in order to scale up and grow. It is also intended for firms in Canada that need to fill an in-demand, highly skilled position on the Global Talent Occupations list. 2. Processing time. The GTS work permit allows certain skilled workers to obtain a work permit within 2 weeks of applying. It is one of the pillars of Canada's temporary foreign worker program. 3. Categories. The GTS accepts applications through 2 categories. Category A and Category B. Category A is for employers who need to hire highly skilled foreign workers for unique and specialized positions that cannot be filled by Canadian citizens or permanent residents. Category B is for employers who need to hire highly skilled foreign workers for in-demand occupations on the Global Talent Occupations list. It's important to note that the GTS program and its requirements can change over time, so it's advisable to consult official government resources or seek professional advice for the most up-to-date and accurate information regarding the GTS work permit. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.